Hey guys, I wanted to do a quick video today on how to cut the junk and start eating clean. I get a lot of questions all the time on, how and where do I start eating healthier foods, because if you are like me, I did not eat healthy, and that was why I had gained so much weight, as I'm sure a lot of other people who gain weight as well. It comes from your eating habits mostly. So, with that being said, I'll kind of get right into it. But where do you start eating clean? Um, Basically, I have, what is it? I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget them, but I have 8 tips on how to start eating clean. So, number one is to cook your own food. If you cook your own food, you get to control everything that you are putting in your food, and you're going to control the salt, you're going to control how much sugar, you're going to control what seasonings go into your food. So, if you control what you put into your food, you're going to be able to control your weight loss and your journey and being healthier. Number two is read the nutrition label, and I can't stress this enough. Many times the nutrition labels that you see in the store have things and ingredients in them that you can't even pronounce. You don't even know what they are. You don't know where they come from. If I can't pronounce them, then I'm sure that you can't pronounce them, or you don't even know what they are. I'm no expert, but Whole Foods are really where it's at, and you want to be able to pronounce the foods that you're eating, and want to know where those foods are coming from. So when you have an ingredient that you're not really sure what it is from, where it came from, make sure do research on it. I've learned a lot from seeing ingredients on nutrition labels and typing in that ingredient and seeing what side effects it has, where it comes from, what it's made from. A lot of things are artificial things that are not from process, like they're processed in order to be put in that food, and they're preservatives and things like that, which aren't healthy for you. They have no nutritional value. So definitely read the nutrition label. Not only that, it's going to tell you, again, the salt, sugars, all of that, the levels of those in that food. So that brings me to number 3, which is eating whole foods. Now, when I mean whole foods, a lot of people get confused by this, but whole foods are basically, your raw fruits, your raw veggies, your raw meat. Obviously, you have to cook the meat, but you buying stuff that's already cooked, cut up, seasoned is not really the best way to go. Buying whole foods where you make it yourself is the better way on how to do that. So whole foods are also healthier for you. You may not know how to cook them right away, but that's what Pinterest is for. I have learned so much from just searching recipes on Pinterest, been like, how do I cook a burger? How do I cook chicken? How do I cook asparagus? And things like that. And I type in, like asparagus, for instance, we just made that the other day. Asparagus, clean eating. And I look at the ingredients to make sure that it is clean eating and that it fits within my eating plan. But that's how I have found and how I have been able to cook. I just look up anything that I need to know on how to cook it. So that brings me to number 4, which is avoiding processed foods. Processed foods are anything that is packaged already, Pop-Tarts, pizza rolls, canned pastas. I'm trying to think of anything else. A lot of those are filled already with sodiums and sugars again, and preservatives that are not good for you. So eating all of those things, if you look at pizza rolls, they're high in fat, and not the good kind of fat. It's like trying to think of the name of it. I think it's saturated fat, but it's high in fat and it has no nutritional value for you. So what you're looking for is proteins, healthy carbs, not high in carbs obviously, but healthy carbs and things like that. And then eating balanced meals, which is number 5. So what I mean by this is eating, balanced meals where you're eating several different food groups, but all at the same time in a meal. This way that your body, like say you're craving one thing, that means that you're lacking that somewhere along the line. So uh, if you're craving, something salty or something sweet, it just means that you're lacking that in your nutrition. It's not like, oh, I just need to have that. It's more your body is saying that I need more of something. It's lacking something. So, like, if you're craving sugary or something sweet, my Shakeology is something that I go to for nutrition, or I'll eat an apple or something that's sweet and sugary, but it's a whole food, which is any kind of fruit, really. And then let's see, I wrote down something else. Oh, and like if you're craving like chips or something, maybe some raw crunchy vegetables is a better way to go rather than salty chips. There are ways to make chips that are healthier for you. Like I've made zucchini chips before and they were awesome. So if you need, something that's a healthier option than the potato chips that you get at the store, like I said, making it yourself is so much easier. Zucchini chips were a hit. Even my husband really liked those. And they're made out of veggies, so it was also a serving of veggies rather than a whole bunch of carbs. Um, and then also limiting, like I said, your fats, sugars, and your salts. They're not all bad. Not all fat is bad. Not all sugars are bad, but it matters how much you have of those in your day. So fats, like good fats would be like good healthy fats is what you're looking for. And healthy fats are like raw almonds, raw cashews, raw or avocados and things like that. So those are healthier fats for you rather than all of those saturated fats. And then natural sugars comes from your fruit. Fruit does have sugar in it, but it's like a natural sugar. It's not your artificial sugars that you're pouring into your drinks and things like that. And then, of course, you can, just like anything else, you can have too much of anything. So that's why you have to limit your fats, sugars, and salts, because having too much of that isn't going to help you lose weight. It's actually going to either make your weight stay at a standstill or make you gain weight, depending on who you are and how active you are. And then number 7 is eating 5 to 6 meals per day. And I know that seems like a lot, so that's why a lot of the time that I will meal prep or have some meals on hand that I can make easily, and foods in the house that I can make easily. That way, if I get hungry, I can grab something right away, because I do eat 5 to 6 meals a day. Now, they're not very big meals, they're smaller meals. So what I used to do is I used to eat 3 meals a day, right? But as I've started doing this, I eat 5 to 6 meals, but they are smaller meals compared to those 3 meals. So it's like 3 meals spread out between 5 and 6 meals a day. It helps because it speeds up your metabolism. Eating smaller meals more frequently, it keeps your body full, it keeps it hungry and satisfied. So when you're eating those smaller meals, it actually helps you to keep a sustained energy throughout your day. And it helps your metabolism in doing that, along with drinking enough water throughout your day. And then my last tip is, if you couldn't guess by now, is don't drink all of your calories. I used to be a big pop and coffee drinker and tea drinker, but not, the teas and coffees without the sugar. All the coffees and teas that I had were sweetened, sugar, syrups, and things like that. So you don't want to drink all of your calories, because if you're buying those drinks from the store, they have no nutritional value. Then again, looking at the nutrition label, you'll be able to see that. And them filled with sugars actually contributes to your weight gain. I gained, doing this over probably about, I want to say it was like 2 to 3 years is how I gained 50 pounds, because I had poor eating habits, but the second thing was I was drinking my calories. I was drinking coffees and I was drinking teas, and you know, some of those like milkshakes and coffees are like 300 to 400 calories in one drink. So that was like a meal in one drink, but it had no nutritional value, so I was still left hungry. When you eat the right things, you actually feel hungry and you have more energy. So that's why all of this plays in together. But I thought I would share that with you guys. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. But that's how I started to eat clean. I, cut out and I started eating whole foods, and I started eating more frequently, and start cutting back on the sugars, start cutting back on the salts, because I know that it wasn't helping me, but it was also draining my energy, and I just felt like blah every day. Not only that, I found out that over time, my nutrition was the reason that I was getting migraines so frequently and so often. My days off, I would have migraines all the time, and I couldn't do anything besides sleep it off because nothing else was helping. And sorry, you're going to hear my dogs. But when I started eating healthier, I started eating the right things and getting that nutrition that my body was lacking, I started, not having those as frequently, and I felt a whole lot better, and I had more energy to actually get out of bed the next day. So other than that, that's what I wanted to share, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.